You need some nail care routine, my friend. Well, isn't this the start to every porno? Well, no, it's not, Tyler, to be fair, actually. Is it weirdly sensual? That's what I'm saying.
Till our feet blooded the dirt.
Yeah! Mud!
This night is through. For the first time, we do so, not as unnamed slaves.
Ah, there it is. Unnamed slave. That was very personal, wasn't it? And also, sorry, the brothers line there. Hang on.
Not as unnamed slaves in faraway lands, but as brothers.
Yeah, see, okay, so that's interesting. So brothers, so these guys, Adar with these orcs, I guess they've been like a platoon or like, you know, a section of either Morgoths, Sauron maybe. He's clearly speaking from experience there, and it's interesting, isn't it? Because I feel like that's his motivations right there. He's sick of being this mindless servant for higher powers. And, you know, the other episode we got, he was like, yeah, I'm not a god yet. So I think he is just apart from Sauron, from Morgoth, and he's like, yeah, like, I'm sick of being the underling. Now I am the leader. Let me lead you guys. What's the play here? Because I have a feeling okay, we're straight away going to the tower. Are they gonna have fled? Oh no, yeah, we got that little teaser that we're gonna drop the tower. I don't know. I will be honest with you, this little story thread here, while I am like really enjoying Adar and all that stuff, I just don't understand. Okay, so they're gone. I don't understand why they stayed. I think that's kind of silly. I kind of feel like, do you know what I mean? Like Arondir, his whole shtick was like, I'm gonna, you know, get out, and then he goes and warns the elves and brings reinforcements, and he went immediately to these guys. Like, this story thread and why they stuck around didn't make a whole ton of sense to me. Adar and the orcs, I feel like, are a strong element of this storyline, but the storyline itself just seems a little bit for me. Yeah, clearly there's some kind of plan though.
Where is he? What happened to Sauron?
Oh, good question, mate.
Can't find tooth nor tail of him.
Oh, let him answer.
The elves here.
I can smell
His
him.
moon.
Oh, man. Okay. Fair enough. Sweet. Oh, so you're going to trap them. Nice. And I also do like Arondir as a character. I do find him interesting. I don't know if we've seen a lot of Arondir, honestly, this season. Ooh. Dear Lord.
You must move!
Not the most strategic of generals, is he, though? He did walk in there very brazenly. Good. Okay, good. This makes more sense. Okay, the stuff that I was saying before, that was a good strategic decision from these guys. Good. Right, so this is the staging ground. But I'm like, why? Why are you still here? Flee. Like, you've got Arondir. Let Arondir lead you to the elves and bring some reinforcements back if you want, or try to. Do you know what I mean? And if not, like, flee, because your lands have been overrun. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's interesting. Adar has seemed like this very powerful character, and I feel like that was a misstep. And it kind of shows it kind of highlights, I think, this idea that he maybe was the foot soldier. The most complimentary I can maybe be is that he's an untested general. What? I hope that was fully eaten, mate. That is a waste of an apple. That is a waste of a good apple, mate.
Mine had not before seen you.
Interesting. Nice to get these two together.
Stable sweep.
Despise not the labour which humbles the heart. Humility has saved entire kingdoms, the proud of all but led to ruin.
Wise words.
Not the real Numenor anyway, if it ever existed.
It existed, if only in the heart of the lowliest stable sweep.
No.
Isildur.
I might have known.
This is nice. She sees something good in him, which is also nice considering what we know of Isildur, right? And we are being shown that side of him that is humble. He was just corrupted by the ring. He wasn't a bad person. It just worked at him like it would at anybody.
Captain.
That was a nice little conversation between them two. Like I say, I think it was interesting to get them together talking. Just the way that he presented himself. I think this is the thing. I think he's been knocked down as a character so much, and I've drawn attention to it every time it's happened, and it makes you kind of really feel for him, and like gets you as the audience behind him. I think it's really showing in that conversation how far down he's been kind of pushed, and, you know, do you know what I mean? Because he was very humble. He was. I'm just the stable sweep, and that's all I am right now. But I do aspire to be more. It's nice that Galadriel got that out of him as well. Nice little conversation there.
His mother, what happened to her?
Most of my life I've looked east to see the sun rise over the sea. She drowned.
Wow, hey, that's a bit heavy. You can't be all positive and like poetic and then be just, oh, by the way, she died. No foreplay, Elendil. Well, actually, no, that's not true. He did a bit of foreplay, just completely unrelated, I'll be honest with you. His version of foreplay was just he slapped my foot a little bit, do you know? And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm not prepared. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that information. Nice transition.
Where will you hide it?
No one must know.
tonight.
Okay, so yeah, so pause. This is what I would say, actually. I think the place that I'm coming down on with this story arc, I'm just not quite with it. I'm like, why are you staying? The problem is that I know why they're staying. Basically, the reason that they're doing this and staying around in a way that seems very futile to me, and like it's gonna unnecessarily kill a lot of them, right? I feel like it is just absolutely being teed up to essentially be really desperate and horrible, and then reinforcements come and save the day from Numenor. I feel like that's why they're staying, to enhance that moment when it happens. But like for me, I'm like, well, why did they even stay? I do feel like if that is the way they go with it, it's gonna cheapen that moment when, you know, the reinforcements come. Alternate option, I do feel like we maybe are getting a bit of time manipulation in the show, right? I think a lot of people are taking for granted that, you know, it's all very chronological. It might be. It absolutely might be. It might seem or present that the Númenóreans and Galadriel are going to get there in time to save them. And then, I don't know, they come over the hill and like Arondir comes up bloodied and like dirty, like, where were you? It was presented that they were going to make it in time and they would like, I don't know, like a week late or 2 days late or something like that. Maybe it goes that way. I just feel like this is being manufactured for like what in my mind seems like a bit of a cheap payoff later on. But hey, I'm speculating. That's pure speculation, and it is fed off this idea that I don't know why they stayed, and they haven't really given me like a good enough reason in the show to kind of justify that decision. But hey, we'll see how it goes. I might be surprised by it. I hope I am.
You cannot fight. We'll be barricaded inside.
Do you know what? And this is the thing, and this might come across as really sadistic, but I do want them to fail.
Do you believe it?
But I like what they're trying to do, right? They've reversed that image of Arondir coming in and everyone looking at him and with disdain, and Arondir's here leading them. They're with him. And I like that. I do like the reversal of that.
The Alfred seeds.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
The rest we shall plant after the battle is over.
Optimistic. Oh, she is so dying. Okay, yeah, she's dying. Okay, they've done the kiss now. Now one of them can... That's a nice shot, though. Oh, are we going to see the silhouettes coming over the hill? No? Okay, fine. Oh, that's kind of cool. With the music, too. I like the horror elements that he was going for there. There we go. Nice. Oh! Yeah, alright. Yes!
Foes miss us!
I mean, hey, look, they are outmaneuvering Adar and the orcs at the moment. Again, maybe this is just meant to demonstrate how... I tell you, man, his form is awesome. Maybe this is just meant to demonstrate Adar and how maybe not as competent he is in this role. Oh, hello. Straight out the dark. Oh, God. I do like some of this combat, though, you know? They're not pulling... Oh, God. Do you know what I mean? They're not pulling punches so much with the combat. You literally saw a lady got her throat slit. Then Bronwyn slit the orc's throat with a sickle. This guy's getting, you know, chained around the neck. I mean, daddy. First of all. Second of all, nice. Oh, God. Oh. Oh, hello. Yes, boy. Oh, God. That was hard. Oh, my God. That is a brute of an orc. Oof. They are just being really brutal with that combat, you know? Reminiscent of Aragorn fighting the Uruk-hai in Fellowship as well, right? Like this bigger, stronger, almost physically superior opponent, kind of getting the better of Aragorn, and then he uses the dagger to, like, you know, stab through the ankle or the knee or whatever it is. Again, doing this thing, you know, the show's doing this thing where it's like reminiscent of the Lord of the Rings films. Oof, brutal. Why? I'm gonna be honest with you, mate. Close your mouth. Yikes. Yeah, again, these horror elements with the orcs. It's really nice. My goodness, sir. Close your mouth. Nice, him being saved by her. Nice little change of pace. Yeah, honestly, I'm like a fan of the combat. More so now. More so this kind of stuff is really kind of like, you know, visceral, brutal. Which I did suspect might be the case when we saw, you know, combat perhaps with humans more so than with just elves. What's happening? Who dat? Oh, he just sent the humans in first.
We're fighting our own.
I mean, they did turn against you, mate. Come on. There were also some orcs. I mean, what did they really expect to happen? Adar was always going to use them against you. Ooh, okay. Okay, round 2 straight away. Good. Ooh, did Bronwyn just get... I told you. Yeah, honestly, the only way this storyline works for me, sorry, this is going to sound horrible, is if they all die. Apart from maybe Arondir. Like, that would make a lot of sense to me as well, and it would be more painful. Okay, she's not dead. I do want them to do something a little bit surprising with this, a little bit ballsy with this storyline here, this story arc, because at the moment I'm like, and it's good because this makes sense, they would get trounced.
Put pressure on the wound.
Now, quickly. Yeah. See, do you know what? That is a real strength, I feel, that they have doubled down on. I'm really happy they did on this horror element to the orcs. Nice. I like that they're taking advantage of that. I want to see more, honestly, of that stuff. Huh. Okay. She'll be fine. There you go. That's a nice shot with the mist, mate. Okay, no, never mind. I was going to say, how will they make it in time, but... Yes, there she is. The head of the fucking army. Oh, God. Yeah, game over. Easy.
Danny kissed him.
Oh, he wants the hilt. Wow, okay.
The woman next.
I kind of want Arondir to stick by his guns here, honestly, and let her die. It would be such a ballsy move.
It's under here.
Alright, Theo, what you got?
It's under here.
Theo?
I'm sorry.
Please tell me, Arondir, you did not hide it under there. Literally just run out to the countryside a little bit and just dig anywhere. Just somewhere random. Why? Arondir, this is on you, buddy. That was so dumb. That was so dumb. What? Okay, that's dumb. That is dumb. Like, why would you hide it there? How would you expect no one to have seen you go in there and do... Oh, hello. The horses, yeah. They made it. Okay. Good timing. Fair enough. Go. Rally. Come on. Come on, Galadriel. Your time to shine, buddy. This is what you were searching for. You can't forget that, right? These are the guys she was looking for that whole time. Hello. Tell you what, big about change this episode, aren't they? Oh, hello. Oh. What a move. Okay, that was cool.
Go.
Why? Sorry, but why would she do that? Like, he's not supposed to, clearly, be in the thick of things. He's also Elendil's son. Why would she be like, go on? Nice. Yes. Go, Galadriel. Nice. I like that we're seeing these two together. That's really nice. Really nice payoff. Go on, Galadriel. Come on. There we go. Yes. Here we go. We're going to get a showdown between these guys. Nice. Oh, nice. Little callback to Fellowship and Arwen. Oh, I like this with the music. This is a really nice, like, little set piece with the music playing as well. You know, it's... Halbrand? What you got, mate? What you got? Nice. Alright, boys. Tag team this bitch. Ooh. No mercy.
You remember me?
Oh, you've seen him before then. Okay.
No.
Nice response, to be fair to him. Galadriel's gonna, stop him.
We need him alive. I need him alive.
You don't know what he did.
Interesting. I'm not gonna pause. I'm gonna wait.
Cause someone you love. A child.
Eat your tongue. Halbrand, put it down.
Come on. Yeah, no, it's interesting that we've got now with the roles reversed here.
One cannot satisfy thirst by drinking seawater.
And now she's seeing it, right? She's seeing the thing that's eating her up. Pause. Interesting how the roles reversed there, right? We've had Halbrand essentially being this figure that is constantly saying to Galadriel, calm down, bring it back, try another way. It's nice because I do feel like Galadriel had to see that. Do you know what I mean? That line about the seawater saying, like, you know, your thirst isn't going to be slaked by acting on your feelings, your aggression, your need for revenge, right? And enacting it on this person who gave you that pain. I think there's a little bit of character development for Galadriel there where she's realizing that, right? If you're so blinded or you can't get over something or revenge or whatever it is, it helps to have it embodied in someone else so you can see it, and then it's like, oh god, yeah, I'm doing that. For her to realise that, I think is a little bit of a step in the right direction to dealing with this inner need for revenge in herself. And like I say, it's interesting that in that scenario she's the one being like, no, we need him alive. I think Halbrand's helped her get there, and I think it's very important. I think that it was Halbrand in that situation that she was trying to pull back, and I think maybe this is going to be a moment where she's going to draw herself back a little bit as well and realise it as a result of that. And it's just interesting how they reversed those roles and did that. I like that. That's nice. That's nicely done. And it demonstrates how she has come a certain ways from that Galadriel we saw in episode 1.
I like the mountains. What about Ontamo?
I think I might stay here for a while.
Seen enough battle for a week.
More like a whole lifetime.
Nice. I like that. Pause, yeah, this idea, because I kept saying how they're so green, they've not been tested, right? And they all kind of, were in their ships and on their horses thinking, it's this grand adventure almost, going to battle, going to, vanquish this enemy. And I like that they have this example of this guy here. Obviously, we saw in the battle, he was this close from dying. And we have an example that they are green. And he's like, yeah, not for me, which is completely human. And I like that they just included that in there. The show is very conscious of this idea of trauma from battle and war. I think Galadriel is a very prevalent example of that, right? I think the character that she is here is as a result of her trauma. And, the show is continuing to not take the idea of battle and war lightly.
I heard stories of elves taken by Morgoth, tortured.
Right, so confirmation from Morgoth's time.
Uruk.
Okay.
Even Moriander will take orders from the Master.
I'm not convinced he does, though, honestly.
Perhaps we should bring our prisoners into the sunlight.
Yeah, and then we get that ruthless Galadriel back again.
Sauron.
Ooh, okay.
Devoted himself to healing Middle-earth, bringing its ruined lands together in perfect order.
Yeah.
He sought to craft the power, not of the flesh, the
There we
power
go.
of the unseen world.
Foreshadowing, perhaps, of the rings. Okay. Interesting. Oh, this is so interesting. I love how he phrased Sauron after Morgoth's demise, healing Middle-earth. I like the phrasing of that, because it just shows how the people on that side of things see that side of things.
A shadow of dark knowledge that kept itself hidden, even from him.
I like this idea as well that, he went away and he's been away for so long because he's been looking for this higher power, a solution to enact his will.
I sacrificed enough of my children for his aspirations.
Yeah, so he just split.
I killed Sauron,
Wow.
They are not children, they are slaves.
but each one has a name.
A heart created by
We
Morgoth.
are creations of the one, master of the secret fire, the same as you, is worthy of the breath of life.
Yeah, so it comes back to this idea that he just sees them as elves, right? They were corrupted, but they are still beings, living beings. It's interesting. I do like this idea that Sauron has been gone for so long, because this thing of forging this power, and obviously we know he forges the rings, works his magic that way, and forges the one ring to put all his power into that, to wield it, right, to change the world as he wants it to be. And I like that it wasn't an easy solution, even for Sauron, even for this being of immense power. It took him time, right, and that's why he's been gone for so long, because he's searching for this.
I will whisper in your piked ear that all your offspring are dead.
Wow, yeah, very cold. And it shows that as much as she's making progress, she's not there yet, I feel.
It would seem I'm not the only elf alive that's being transformed by darkness.
Yeah, there it is, and again, being constantly reminded.
Perhaps your search for Morgoth's successor should have ended in your own mirror.
Begin by killing you.
Yeah.
Slavering.
Galadriel!
Yeah, see again, pause. She's failing, she's making progress, but she is still on this path, this journey where she's struggling. She's still struggling with it. And I like that as well, because I do feel like it would be kind of cheap for her to go on this arc and for it to finish in season 1, right? At the end of season 1. I do want it to be a long process. I do hope that this show gets more than one season, because I do feel like that kind of arc, there are a lot of arcs in this show that are interesting, and you know, they have a lot of legs to them, and I think I really want them to be allowed to see them to fruition, to let them bear fruit, to tell them, you know, over this period of time that makes them satisfying and fulfilling. And I do feel like particularly this arc with Galadriel and the inner turmoil she's going through and this, you know, revenge stuff, and we are seeing her make progress, but we are also seeing and being reminded by characters in the show opposite her or around her that she is still in that darkness. She came from this fight with Morgoth, she's traumatized, she's got this PTSD, she's still going, right? She didn't know how to stop. She is still falling down into that path, and even Adar's being like, well, you could have succeeded, the Morgoth and all this stuff. So yeah, again, I like this arc, and I really do hope they do get more seasons to just, I want to keep exploring this, because this is realistic, right? PTSD, trauma, it isn't just got rid of, right? You can't just get rid of it. It is a struggle. It is a struggle. Even if you have people like Halbrand pointing it out and trying to pull you back and help you, it's a struggle, and I like that. It's realistic, and it's a good arc for that.
Who are you?
Okay, good question. Yeah, I do feel like this season is very much a foundational season to get these arcs started. And if you think about it, there's not been like one like major through line this whole season. I do feel like we're building up to stuff.
Thank you for pulling me back.
There you go.
Unless you pulled me back first.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that line there and her being like, thank you for pulling me back, is acknowledging that she has a problem. The way that she's going about tackling these issues, this issue, isn't the best way, and she knows that, but she can't stop it. And so yeah, she does need help, and I like that Halbrand is there for her, and I feel like if he does turn out to be Sauron, for example, later on, it's going to be interesting.
Be free of it.
I never believed I could be until today.
Yeah, I like that they are these partners in this. I do hesitate to say that he is Sauron now, I think. I do feel like he's a red herring. At this point in the show, I do feel like he is. I think he's genuine. But maybe at the end of the day, that's because I want him to be. Nice, cleans the weapon. Good. You don't see enough of that, I'll be honest with you, in fantasy shows. Do you know what? This is a really interesting position to put ourselves in for the last 2 episodes. It's almost resolved any conflict, any antagonism, which is interesting. It's very interesting. It's like, where are we going to go in these last 2 episodes? Where is it going to come from? Are we going to get Sauron? At the end of the day, the show's called Rings of Power. We haven't had any inkling of that yet, apart from obviously Celebrimbor. Maybe we're going to get a little bit of that bear fruit in the last 2 episodes.
Bronwyn.
Are you the king we were promised?
Were they not just the village over? Am I getting that? Am I reading this wrong? Am I getting this wrong? How do they not know each other?
All hail!
Wow, okay, that was quick.
King of the Southlands!
Ooh, I do feel like this is heralding a little bit of a foreshadowing, a little bit of a disaster. It would be really interesting if, you know, he gets corrupted later on. I do feel like that would be a great arc, you know. My guy, no, don't give it to him. He's a horrible hide and seek player. He cannot hide shit. My guy, at least go out of the village. Do you know what I mean?
Many might have done the same in your place.
Yeah, that's true. Good. I like that we're getting this moment.
When it was in my hands, I felt powerful.
Dangerous.
Then rid yourself of it.
Yeah, good that he's telling Arondir, though. Shows that he wants to be rid of it. Wow.
Give it to Numenor to toss into the sea on their voyage home.
Oh, because they're going to do that. Of course they're going. No, Arondir! Why? You are the worst. You are the worst at handling this. I get the gesture. I get making him do it. But, like, even if he does, the Numenorians are going to, like, someone's going to get corrupted by it, and they're not going to toss it in the sea. Easy. This is so dumb. Oh. Okay, good. Oh, not so good. Oh, not good at all. Okay, no. This is intriguing. What is this then? We're gonna find out. Or we cliffhanger in this bitch. Oh. Honestly, this is probably for the best considering what Arondir wanted to do with it. Oh, wait, is he gonna flood the valley?
Where did you learn all this?
From your mother.
See, this is the thing. This is what pause makes me say I like the foundation that they're starting in season 1. Because we don't know anything about Elendil, right? And what specifically this show has given us is like barely anything. You know, he keeps making these cryptic statements about his past and about, you know, being raised by the elves and his wife, all this stuff. And so, yeah, I do feel like this season is very foundational, which I like. I think when shows build up characters really well, it does allow them to do really nice things later on, you know, in later seasons. So obviously, you know, a test for that, and to see whether they're going to do anything good with it, we've got to wait and see. We do. But, you know, I do feel like they're doing nice things. And maybe that's part of what we're seeing with the backlash of this season. I do feel like, you know, there's other things. I don't feel like that's all of it, because at the end of the day, the, you know, intense, aggressive hate for this show has been unprecedented and honestly is, you know, I think baffling to sane people. Oof, that's going to get me some flack. But maybe this is an element of what's kind of informing what people don't like about this season, because it is a foundational season. So to some extent, I do feel like it's quite slow. There's not much necessarily happening. You know, there's still stuff happening, obviously, but it is very much like, right, we'll start this arc, this arc, this arc, and this arc. We've got obviously the Orcs and Adar, and that's the antagonism, I guess, that we're feeling this season. But, you know, other than that, the antagonism is very under the surface. It's, you know, this promise perhaps of Sauron, of this fall of Numenor and all this stuff. I do feel like it is this season that is very kind of just building the base for something, and I do feel like maybe that is an element that is informing this idea in a lot of the minds of people that don't like it, that they don't like it for that reason, which is absolutely fair, right? I'm enjoying the season for that. I do feel like they're putting the time in to do the character work to, you know, and I'm enjoying what is there in this season. I do think they're giving themselves the best chance later on for this stuff to pay off, this slow build.
Think you could teach me?
Nice. Good, finally, these two bonding a little bit as well. Yeah, here we go. He's gonna flood the valley. Ooh. Maybe not so neatly wrapped up as we're led to believe. Ooh, Mount Doom. Is that what becomes Mount Doom, do you think? Hello. Oh, is it gonna erupt? Is the volcano gonna erupt? Is that... I don't know, man. I don't know how this stuff works. Right. Mount Doom. Oh, yeah, this turned. Ooh, damn. Okay, Adar's gone. Interesting episode, you know. I do feel like, okay, so this is the thing. I do think it's quite a slow show. I've enjoyed it for that, and I do think some of the dislike that some people hold for this show does come down to that. I mean, hey, each to their own. It is what it is. Look, at the end of the day, the budget for this show has been on everyone's lips, right? And, you know, I think people are judging their use of the budget based on just this season. And I think, honestly, what becomes clearer and clearer to me is that they're not planning for one season. I mean, you know, you go through all my videos, there have been moments where I haven't been a big fan of the CGI. I think they could have done a lot better with some of the stuff. I think a common criticism has been this production value. But I do think it's important to note that I don't think they're blowing all of that budget on this first season. And this is why I mention it, right? Because I think this season has been slow, and I think there's a reason for that. I think they're laying the groundwork for whatever they want to do later on, right? They're starting the arcs that they want to kind of pay off later on. And, you know, I want to say that I'm hoping that, but honestly, I see it. I see it in the show, you know. If you go back all the way through my videos, I'm seeing these arcs pay off and pay out a little bit, right? We're seeing with Galadriel, she's going back and forth. She is developing. You can directly see if you're watching the show that her character is going through this, you know, a level of development and progress in this journey that she's on. I do feel like the budget is being spread over multiple seasons. I do feel like the plot points and the character arcs are being spread over seasons as well, and I think that's why we are getting a slow show. And at least for me, like I say, I think, you know, it's been evident to me that it's a slow show anyway. I wondered if they'd speed it up a bit. Honestly, they haven't sped it up as much as I thought they might. I think this episode, you know, we're in episode 6, there's 2 more to go. I don't know where it's going to go now, right? I guess Adar's still out there. He is still the antagonist of at least this season. I do also think it's an interesting place to put us with 2 more episodes to go. I think it's 2 more episodes to go, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Because I'm like, where do you go from here? The volcano erupted, fine. Adar's maybe still out there, fine. But 2 episodes, can you really stretch something interesting out over the 2 episodes? I wonder where we're going to go with Durin and, you know, Lindon, Elrond, Celebrimbor, you know, the tower. Again, the show is called Rings of Power. Are we going to get some element of that in these last 2 episodes? Are we going to get some element of Sauron more overtly? Maybe we're not going to get touch Sauron at all this season, which I would be quite a fan of. Again, I think it would reinforce this idea that they have the long game in mind. They have this, you know, this vision of telling this story over multiple seasons, which I think, honestly, this episode has really kind of driven home for me. is that they are playing this slow game, you know, this slow burn. And I get why that wouldn't be for everybody. So yeah, sorry, it's been a very talky episode, but I think there's been quite a lot to say actually. Very intrigued to see where this show goes in the last 2 episodes. I think that's gonna, you know, it's all well and good having a foundational season and building these things up, but at the end of the day, it's a first season. You've got to do something to wow us, you know, you've got to do something to pay this off, at least in this season. I always say, you know, it's all well and good making sequels and doing that stuff and setting up stuff for later on, but you have also got to tell a full story, you know, beginning, middle and end in the story you're trying to tell. And so even in this first season, I do want to find some sort of ending, right, to this first season. I don't just want them to kind of end it and be like, yeah, and look where we're going to go next season, right? Because that would feel a little bit cheap. So yeah, a lot to be determined, I would say, in these last 2 episodes as to how I feel about this series overall. So we shall see. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, as always, to my lovely patrons. You are awesome for supporting me. I've got loads of content over there, full movie commentaries for anyone interested. If you enjoyed this video, have a little bit of a scroll down, see if that subscribe is ticked. If not, consider doing that. I don't know, your life. But other than that, that is everything from me this week with Rings of Power. I will see you again next week. Thank you for watching and see you then.